Welcome guys, and today we're gonna talk about Asian Fresh Start. I will give you some tips, very important tips, and I'll share my experience when I was trying to mimic Fresh Start of Asian server on a live server. What weapon I will play, what build I will use, and my plans on future. Let's go. When this Fresh Start will launch on 20th of March, probably if you're a new player, you will be able to get simple and cheap builds. 4.0, yes. And let's talk about this scenario. Let's say you will start on 20th of March or day earlier with the cheapest founder pack. What you're gonna see? You're gonna see overpopulated world with only tier 4, maybe tier 5 available items. That's all. So your aim is to focus on your character progression. What is the best farming weapon? Which is cheap, do not require any artifacts, and it is nature. Nature is OP in PvE, and you don't even need to have high specs to clear all type of mobs and bosses. And I'm specifically right now talking about regular Black Zone farm of these open world mobs. Later you can move on Avalonian roads, but as a new player you need to focus on these mobs. Why? Because they drop in Black Zone insane amount of silver, and you need this silver for everything. Your main source of income as a new player on a fresh start will be your islands. You need to first grow some kind of crops, raise animals. What it actually doesn't matter what you will do. Maybe even you will build a pasture and will grow up horses, riding horses, tier 3, you'll become a millionaire. It will cost insane amount of money, and even crafting, regular crafting will give you insane amount of silver. But what you need to have, yes, you need some kind of crafting or refining stations. To build all of that on your island, you need silver, you need resources. So silver will be the most valuable thing to have. You might say, okay, but there will be, I'll show you, there will be these stations, yeah? Crafting stations. Friends, I want to disappoint you. Yes, players probably will be able, if you will start on 20th of March, players will be able to build them, but there will be all empty. I mean, there will be low durability, low amount of food, and the chance that you will be able to craft something will be super low. Plus price on this crafting will be insanely high. So on a fresh start, building your own stations actually makes sense. I personally planning to do that, and also will grow some crops, maybe carrots. They will cost a lot, and it will be your, I would not say main income, but pretty huge bonus income. So let's return back to actual fame farming. In my example, I use regular one-handed nature staff, cleric rope. You can actually use any kind of boots, but I use soldier with wanderlust to be able to run away. Any helmet, let it be scholar cowl with knockback to increase our survive chances even more, and torch as an offhand. As a result, we have build that is entirely built around cheap items, and it literally created to kill mobs in PvE. That's all. Yes, you will suck in PvP, you will have pretty so-so survive chances, but if you want to stay in this game, on this server, for a bit longer than 1 week, you need to focus on progression. Why it is important? Because when you will have 100 specs, which you can do actually in 2 days on this build, with tier 4 items, you will be able to earn combat fame credits, and via this PvE setup with these combat fame credits you will be able to level up any PvP build, unique PvP build as you want on 100, and participate in PvP non-stop, even with 4.1 items. Imagine having 100 specs on PvP build in 1 week. It's huge, because if you will take PvP build immediately and will try to kill mobs in open world on start, you will suffer. Or you will suffer. Yeah, probably you will make some random kills, but you will suffer. Regarding mounts and food, on a fresh start on Asian server, devs told us that in beginner island, you know that you can get here mules and soups, yeah. It will be also available on Royal Continent. As I understood, it will be locations like Highland Cross, sorry, and similar cities like Steppe Cross, etc. All cross villages. The most valuable resource and the first tip that you must gather is stone if you want to make money. Stone will be insanely expensive. Tip number 2. Gold will be insanely cheap. So if you have some free silver, always exchange this silver via in-game market on gold, because later it will have much higher price. And tip number 3, founder packs include vanity options, vanity skins, and people, I can bet, will sell them on day 1 on market. If you have enough silver, if they cost even 500k, 1 million, 2 millions, buy them. Especially if you started your game with some kind of friends, with guild, and you can collect this amount of silver, buy all skins. Because in few months, in half a year, in 1 year, they will cost insane amount of money. So it is a long-term investment. Let's call it like that. Let's imagine scenario number 2, which is much more hardcore and require gold pack or crystal pack, which allow you to log into the game on 5 days earlier. What you're gonna see? Correct, nothing. There will be no stations and people will not be able to update them to tier 4. Even if they will, they will be closed and only open to guild members, etc. Publicly, there will be no tier 4 items. No 4.0. Imagine, people will play only with tier 3 stuff. What to do in this case? How to progress in your character? And you know what? I have done exactly the same thing on main server, and I was trying to mimic this experience. So I created one more fresh character and was using only tier 3 items that I was able to craft by myself. As a food, of course, tier 1 soup and mule. And guess what? I was able not to only earn silver at the end of my stream. In 4 hours I was able to get 400k of silver and was able to farm tier 5, tier 6, tier 7 mobs, even was killing any bosses with any huge problems. Because what nature is OP, guys. What kind of build I was using? I was using soldier armor, Scholar Cowl, Soldier Boots, one-handed Nature Staff, even without offhand, I just forgot about it. But that's not the point. A very important tip that you need to understand: even if you will hunt mobs with tier 3 items, these tier 3 items will not be affected by your item power. So let's say you took Nature Staff, you leveled up and spec in specs on this Nature Staff, and you will be able to do that. Because even tier 3 can level up these combat specialists specs. They can. The only issue is that this item power will not be affecting your gear that you're using. But you know what? Who cares? Later, that on the second day, tier 4 items, or on the third day, tier 4 items will be available for everyone, and when you will equip it, you immediately will get insane amount of boost. So, as an example, on my character, I got around 40 specs on Nature Staff and all other items that I was using. So it was soldier armor, it was Scholar Cowl, soldier boots. Actually, armor, it doesn't matter, the main thing is weapon. It was on 40 specs. Just imagine, with tier 3, on a day 1, in few hours. So you are not farming with tier 3 stuff for nothing. No, you will progress your character, you will just not feel it. You will not feel this impact from the specs, but it will be. So yes, you can use it. Let's summarize what I'm planning to do. I will create a character, equip tier 3 Nature Staff, Soldier Armor, Scholar Cowl, Soldier Boots, Torch, and will go in open world in Black Zone and farm these mobs. One more important tip that I forgot to tell you: if you will, let's say, go to Bridgewatch, yeah, don't farm tier 5 mobs around Black Zone portal. Go much deeper, let's say in Dry Vein Cross, this location, and farm mobs on the first day right here. Or a bit further, even in Battlebree Peaks, where there will be much lower people as possible. Because royals, guys, they will be overpopulated. Red zones, blue zones, yellow zones, there will be no place to farm, even on day 1. So when you will have your tier 3 items, immediately go deep in the black zone on move. Don't worry, tier 3 items cost nothing. You'll be able to craft them by yourself in maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, depending how fast you're gonna get low tier resources on royals. Okay, this is actually will be probably the hardest part. But when you'll have at least 4 or 5 sets of tier 3, your farm will be non-stop. Literally non-stop. When you will have first money, buy island, grow up your farm, and just wait until it will raise up and then sell it. Or invest into your own island to feed your stations. It depends on you. When, on the second day, I will have tier 4 items available on market, or I will be able to craft by myself, I will use tier 4 and continue my farming. I'll get 100 specs and then will farm combat fame credits. With these combat fame credits, I'll level up PvP build and will just kill everyone. You might ask, okay, what content you will go? And probably I will go in Mists as a solo player with specs on the PvP build. Why? Okay, you know that we have favor, this thingy. And the amount of favor for doing quests in Mists will be the same as on live server. So doing few quests, 2 quests or 2.5 will give you an option to get a chest, and this chest includes silver bags, which can give you 500,000 of silver, pretty easy. And since silver will be the most valuable resource, you can invest this silver into gold, skins, manipulate market, etc. If you count, by the way, on a black market, no, guys, black market will not work during the first 2 days, 3 days properly. The only items that you're gonna get from black market on day 1, day 2, it will be tier 3 items. That's all. That's all. Which is basically useless. So don't count on unique drop. All souls and relics also stash, because you will enchant your gear by yourself. Always keep this in mind. These souls and runes will be super expensive. Well, maybe not super expensive, but it will be a super valuable resource for everyone. So keep it. Fame Tomes of Insights will be also super expensive because there will be lots of whales. So yeah, if you're a whale and you are planning to level up, you need to spend insane amount of real money. Plus, there will be not enough Tomes of Insights in the game itself to progress fast, and I don't see actually any sense. Much faster will be just to go take 4.0 set, even tier 3, and just hunt mobs deep in the black zone. So basically, that's my plan. You have 2 options. If you starting later, on 20 or on 19th with the cheapest pack, tier 4 items, nature, and just farm mobs. If you start on day 1, tier 3, because it is affecting your specs actually, and you can progress your character, you just will not feel it. You will not feel this bonus item power, but anyway, you can farm mobs. And that's all. That's the most important tips. I hope for lots of players these tips are obvious, but I can bet there is lots of new players that probably do not understand what fresh start will be and what kind of experience and what kind of challenges they're gonna face. I hope this video was useful. Don't forget to press like button, and see you guys on a fresh server. Maybe later I will make more videos like that with tiny tips, maybe even guide, fresh start guide, why not? So yeah, stay safe, bye bye.